Allison.
Yes, look, it still has a delay. It's not instantaneous. Okay, coming to you live from deep within an icy radioactive meme land. We are the survivors of the alt-right apocalypse, the few, the brave, the bitchy, once more wading into battle against the froggy hordes with Rantzerker 80. The very, very apropos BBC's World World War meme. World War meme. That's what we're doing right now.
Yep.
I don't. Yeah, I actually never watched this. I haven't watched this before. Karen has watched it. Apparently, she's skeptical of its relevance to us.
I haven't watched it. I only watched the clip you sent me. So I watched the first 35 seconds.
But you are skeptical of its relevance.
Well, no, not of its relevance. It's just kind of a little outside of sort of the men's rightsy kind of thing. At least the 35 seconds that I saw. It's about Pepe and the alt-right and
Sure enough,
the evils of all of that, and the meme thing, meme magic. So,
but it is definitely like it is definitely on the mendaciousness of the modern media.
Well, and the ability of counterculture to sway things. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's up that alley. Okay. I would argue that men's rights is behind it all. Men's rights is the Pepe within the Pepe. It's the rarest.
Well, it's the patriarchy in the Pepe.
The Pepe archy. All right. So for those of you who aren't aware, we are trying to move to a different distribution system. I know there was a bunch of questions on some of the previous YouTube videos in which this is in evidence, but essentially what's happening is if YouTube is not going to end up axing this channel completely, or controversial channels like it, YouTube is very much making steps, either consciously or unconsciously. I don't want to ascribe to any conspiracies, but they're definitely using algorithms that are making its search function and its networking functions and its distribution functions and its monetization functions unworkable for certain types of channels. Either the behavior of our channel is not right, or it just doesn't like our channel. So we are trying to make a deal with this situation in the best way we can. We're attempting to move our distribution network so that how our shows are distributed and not rely on YouTube to do that. So if you want to help us out on that, you can subscribe to us on Minds. You pretty soon will have give you the ability to sign up for an email list where we'll be sending out notifications for our various activities. And that would help us a great deal. So subscribe to us on Minds. And just for everybody who is new to this, we are going to do the first part of this video response, BBC Trending's the meme war, or whatever the hell they called it, the Great Meme War. We're going to do it live on YouTube, and then the second half we're going to do just for the patrons, just for the people who support us on Patreon. And that's www.patreon.com/honeybadgerradio. Just $5 gets you access to our Discord server, where you will get previews of all kinds of great stuff, including codgerized things that have been codgerified, and animations, as well as links to all of our live after shows. So www.patreon.com/honeybadgerradio and minds.com/honeybadgerradio. Okay, let's begin. At the beginning. Okay, in 2000, wait, pause. In 2016, politically and racially charged memes and symbols started spreading from UK and US accounts.
Yeah, because there's, and they all had Pepe on them, right? It was like there were no politically or racially charged memes or symbols spreading from the left in any way, shape, or form, because they just don't do that, right?
God, no. Like, this isn't war on women. That's definitely not a meme.
Yeah, no. Antifa, not a meme.
Not a meme.
Black Lives Matter, not a meme. Definitely not a meme. Kill all whites. # kill all whites. Not.
Or kill all white men.
This all started in 2016, by the way. Up until 2015, there were no.
No, sir.
Your sensitivity on your mic needs to be up, Mike. I think, because you just cut out in the middle of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, there was no. There are no There are no slogans because memes are basically political slogans. So no political slogans existed prior to 2017, 2016. None. Women hold up half the sky. Not a thing.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah, no, absolutely not. Kill Whitey. You know, all of those things. They just they weren't there
They
at
just
all.
didn't exist.
No.
No.
We just imagined it. We hallucinated it all. All right, the reason why I'm reading it out is because I think that this is just music, so people listening, not looking at it, won't see a damn thing. So
Yeah, yeah. We should pause and read every single
yeah,
one.
Okay.
we should pause and read every single one. So go ahead, Brian.
Sure. It began, just for people who aren't seeing this,
And technically,
with-
for those of you who are counting, women do not hold up half the sky. In fact, they don't even hold themselves up.
Ooh.
No, true. It's like if you look at the taxes that women pay, women never actually pay more into the system than they take from it, and they take significantly more from it than men do. And men are the only ones who are actually holding anything up, really. Just putting that out there.
Yep.
But of course, the people who are by their labor supporting the system are the ones who are the oppressors, not the ones who are supported by the system. This is so unique throughout human history.
Mhm.
The system supports women, as a group, and men are the ones putting their labor into the system to support women as a group. But it's women that are oppressed. Just fascinating how that completely is flipped from all of human history. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Okay. So, just for people who are listening and not watching, this video begins with, has the meme war spread to France, with images of what appear to be military terroristy looking Pepes marching through the burning post-apocalyptic city. Okay, so moving on.
Yeah, no, it's actually the stuff that all of this stuff in the first 35 seconds or so is taken from a video called the Meme Wars or something like that. And I would suggest anybody go and watch it when you're done watching this because it was quite amusing. So
Okay, and I would like to point out that this imagery is strangely reminiscent of our intro imagery. When did the Great Meme War come out?
no idea. I guess I could look.
Because maybe at the end of the day, we are the font from which this all springs.
All right, moving on.
Okay, pause. It says pictures from the Great Meme War video on YouTube. 327,000 views. What are they trying to convey?
Well, the video itself is interesting because I don't know who it's hard to tell who it's making fun of, right? Because it really seems to be poking fun at both sides, in a way. So, yeah, I don't know whether the actual Great Meme War video is in support of one side or the other. It's just kind of silliness.
Yeah, it's just absurdity. So they're trying. The BBC is apparently trying to take a joke. It'd be like getting one of those pictures, where the cat's hanging on the string or the wire. Hang in there. The BBC is going to look at that and find some sort of subliminal message about hacking America for, Father Putin or some shit. The kitten is a secret underground Russian spy hacker, and he needs to hang in there and keep his connection to the Mother Russia or some. This is the level of reading into absurdity. I think that's going on here.
I think this is people having a very delayed reaction to.
You're cutting out.
A few
again,
months
Mike.
later, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
You're having a delayed reaction to... I think we can hear you now.
Yeah. Can we? All right. Continue. Mike?
Yeah, I think this is people having a delayed reaction to Hillary's speech a few months ago. They're only just now going, what alt-right? Did someone say something about Pepe? This didn't lose Hillary an election, did it? Let's go with it anyway.
What, seeming to be out of touch didn't lose her an election? I don't know. Possibly. All right. Okay, stop. Far-right activists claim the results of the U.S. presidential elections demonstrated their influence.
Well, like do they not realize that memes have an influence on people, like that you actually, who would freaking, love Trump's hate? That's a meme.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Hillary pay probably a PR company or an advertising company or whatever, $500,000 fucking dollars to come up with a slogan? I like Ike. I like Ike.
I just think that this is absurd because I don't really think that anybody genuinely claimed that a cartoon frog got Trump elected.
Oh, I think actually people who have genuinely, and I don't think anybody's genuinely claimed that a cartoon frog is solely responsible for getting Trump elected. But I do think that cartoon frog and how it actually appealed to the younger demographic, right? The 18 to 34-year-olds who live on the internet and don't watch cable TV so much, right? I think that those kinds of things do have an effect. And I think that it does kind of, you had those videos on YouTube, the Can't Stump the Trump videos, right? And you had videos from channels called, like High Energy and all of these things, right? That people were really watching and just eating up. And the whole thug life thing, where the shades come down and the joint goes into your mouth and the music starts playing and all of those things, they have an effect in terms of making an old fucking billionaire with, jowls and really bad hair into some kind of cool icon. He's actually cool to a certain demographic of people when he's got all of this other material sort of behind him. And I think that anybody who actually would suggest that the meme war or meme magic or whatever you want to call it didn't play a role in Trump getting elected is living in a freaking dream world. Of course it had a role.
Okay, I'm going to get in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to insert myself in between Karen and the future. I guess that doesn't make much sense, but I want to do a shout out to somewhat known white guy. Oh, okay. Somewhat known white guy who did a super chat thingy, which I still don't quite understand, but it appeared. BBC not understanding meme culture. In response, we... Okay, all right. Now I've read that out. I wanted to point something out. Does anybody remember the Where's the Beef?
Yep. Wendy's.
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, that was a meme, and it was also political.
Well, they took it and they turned it into a political thing, Same with wag the dog and all kinds of phrases like that. That you can take these widows and orphans. Widows and orphans is a political meme. All you have to do when somebody gets up and says, this city council isn't doing enough for the poor, and that's why you should elect us next year, right? And you can just come right out and say widows and orphans. And everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows you're just using widows and orphans to get ahead politically, get one up on the opposition. That's all. You're just callously exploiting widows and orphans for your own political gain, right? So, I mean, these are all, it's all political shorthand, and it all makes a certain sense in our brains. And so they're like tropes. Tropes work. Memes work.
What the reason why I brought this up is because that particular meme was appropriated by, I think, Walter Mondale. Let me look this up. And he used it to go from, I think, a dark horse candidate, or like from not being in the lead. He was the vice president, or the former vice Democratic vice president, and he used that in a debate against Gary Hart, and to challenge the fact that Gary Hart's rhetoric was very seemingly empty of substance. So the idea that people use memes in a political context for political ends was not invented by the Kekistanis. It's been around for a very long time. I'm really surprised BBC has just noticed.
Yeah.
Just like it's almost like they are aliens from another planet. You just
Making
notice
a frickin' frog's gay.
Well, I mean, they're like autistic aliens from another planet who like cannot conceive of the ways the human mind, the sort of social mind, the broader social mind of humans works.
Okay, so what we've determined from this is the BBC is staffed entirely by autistic aliens. Autistic aliens that apparently don't have an understanding of any kind of social. Not even obviously. I think if there was an alien race that had sort of a social landscape that they operated within, I think they would pick up some of the fundamentals of the human social landscape. But the autistic aliens at BBC apparently they come from a planet where there is no socializing at all. So maybe they're like some sort of like gaseous cloud creatures, or maybe maybe they're based on silicone, so they're like a crystalline race. Who knows?
All right. Maybe they're yeast. So let's just moving on.
All right. Well, just real quick before we move on, Zeno also did a super chat, and he says, "Do you want total war?" So I guess, but that's what this is, the war of ideas, literally. Moving on.
Yeah, this is the Kekpocalypse. This is nuclear meme war. And I don't know exactly what his reference is. Do we like want war with North Korea, like world war with China?
I think he's fucking around.
Okay, all right. Well, if that case, continue to fuck.
Yeah, fuck around. Okay, moving on.
Okay, and in November 2016, their activities stopped, and then the music stops very dramatically right after this. Yeah, of course it did. Like I said, they were taking a break. Had a major victory, and now they need to see what's the lay of the land now. What's next to be done? You regroup. You smoke them if you got them. All of that.
Like
most of the top trending hashtags changed in November 2016. Like they went from shit about the election to Did I cut out again?
Yeah.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you got. For some reason, Discord hates you, Mike.
You got to go into the user settings and then go into voice, and then see if your input sensitivity. Try lowering it and setting the input mode to voice activity, but then unchecking the automatically determined input sensitivity box, and that will make it to where it's, because otherwise what it does is if there's a dip in your volume, it mutes you but below a certain level, and that's why the sentences come off.
I'll turn my mic up.
Okay.
Or something.
Okay. All right, that's good. Now continue what you were going to say.
I finished what I said, I think.
Okay.
Well, we might not have heard the whole thing.
Yeah, we didn't hear the whole thing. You said the general memes that were on election day, they changed just in general from.
Yeah, if you look at any graph of if you can do a Google search for terms and it'll tell dip in all of them on November the 9th. A great rise in other ones like Not My President and shit.
Yeah. I think if you even brought up Harambe right now, people would say, "Holy shit, that's ancient." Because these things like they rise and fall too, right? With the tides.
Okay, so somewhat known guy says BBC is led by autistic aliens. That's kind of impolite, calling them immigrants.
Oh.
Is that a zing? I'm not getting it.
I don't know.
I might also be an autistic alien.
They're just
Well,
undocumented invaders.
Are they refugees or are they economic migrants?
The BBC is staffed by, I don't know, recently graduated media studies students, and who have been chained to the desk by fat bastards with cigars.
Yeah, and they're probably mostly interns, so.
Okay, well, let's continue with the. Let's see if there's something that let's see if there's any beef in this. Where's the beef, BBC?
All right, here we go.
But in January 2017, the same accounts became active again, this time targeting France! BBC Trending tracked the French users sharing these alt-right memes.
Okay. I'll continue from here.
Well, wait. There's a caption. That's him. That's the guy I've been trying to talk to. He's one of the major organizers, says this woman on her laptop.
Notice the... on her computer screen, there's a little "We Can Do It" propaganda poster showing.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not the. Yeah, it's.
No, it's been modified or something.
Yeah, it's not the original one, but yeah, no, she's clearly trying to find out whether these are the same accounts that are organizing these things, right? That were doing so during the election. So.
Mm. All right, I'll continue.
Talk to Heath, one of the major organisers of the France's group, the ones that are taking inspiration from the American alt-right.
Okay, wait. Taking inspiration. France taking inspiration from the U.S.
Yeah.
You mean like?
Wasn't there some kind of story about the Statue of Liberty and inspiration?
Was the French Revolution inspired by the American Revolution?
I don't know. I don't
was
know
it the other way around.
I don't know whether it was that or the other way around, but I do know that the one of them inspired the other, and. So essentially,
the French Revolution was inspired by the American Revolution because the
French
Revolution happened in 1789, and the American one, well, we know it's before that, right?
What? Yeah, 1776 or something, right? Okay.
1776, yeah.
Oh my God!
Essentially, the French took inspiration from the Americans in essentially declaring their independence from an oppressive state. And they gave the Statue of Liberty as a gift to America, sort of...
to say, well done for fucking the English, yeah?
Well, recognition of that, right? And it wasn't necessarily well done for fucking the English. It was well done for fucking the oligarchy like we did, right? And we followed your guys' lead. Right? You guys were getting fucked over by the people in charge of you, and you did something about it. And then we were like looking at you and going, okay, well, we're getting fucked over by the people in charge of us, so we're going to do something about it. Of course, didn't really end quite so nicely for France, what with all the guillotining and freaking massacring and stuff.
And here's the question. I assume that these people who are putting out political memes on the internet are just volunteers doing it for free. What is the BBC's interest in this? How are you going to prevent that? Are you going to just, of course, you're just going to get rid of free speech on the internet. Like, why is this a concern? People sharing political memes on the internet. Because this is, they're turning that into some huge thing. I mean, it's instead of investigating the shady actions.
I think what they're doing is they're looking at it as if, like, what they're looking for some kind of George Soros-like source for, somebody must be paying these organizers, right? These people who have these very popular accounts on the forums where they're sharing these memes and stuff. And, is it really something like Hillary Clinton spending $2 million to pay people to comment on Reddit favorably about her, right? It must be something like that. And I don't know necessarily that it isn't, but it seems to be much more grassrootsy in terms of just not so much that people are spreading this stuff, like that there are individuals who are making these memes, but the way that they spread seems much more organic than, Hillary's way of paying for people to attempt to influence sites like Reddit and things like that, right? Those things don't tend to get picked up and run with as much as these memes, in favor of the alt-right. So,
What was that? Are you guys ready to keep going? Hello?
well, I just muted myself. I don't know.
Sorry. A user who did. Apologies. I didn't failed to unmute myself. A user who wouldn't reveal his true identity told us what these symbols mean. What symbols were these?
Well,
What are these sinister? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's Pepe and Kek and sort of the dark chaos god of Egypt and all kinds of bullshit like that just happened to be a weird coincidence of synchronicity, I think. Like, I don't think anybody, when they started using Pepe, were thinking, and started saying Kek because, hey, Kek, Top Kek, right? That's just from World of Warcraft. Nobody freaking knew who grabbed that thing and ran with it. Nobody knew that at the time that it was like from the frog god of chaos in ancient Egypt. Like,
I knew.
It's weird.
Okay. Moving on.
They're just going through all the memes. Like, here's Advice Dog. He appears in front of rainbows. Got nothing right. Here's Scumbag Steve. He wears a hat. Got nothing to do with the alt right.
Right.
Here's overly attached girlfriend. She's got nothing, and so on.
Exactly.
But maybe they all do.
This is just damage control from BBC. They're just trying to get
No,
ahead of a
but
problem.
seriously,
that they're
maybe
late to.
everything. Maybe everything that the BBC doesn't control is secretly the alt-right. Or Jews.
Well, when you're as far left as they are, then yeah, everything.
Are they far left enough now that everything's the result or responsibility of Jews yet?
No, I think actually I see more of that kind of rhetoric from the alt-right. So
Yeah, but is it intended to be facetious? Because the thing is that the alt-right and the control left, or whatever they want to call themselves, they're sort of meeting there with the Zionist versus be responsible versus the Jews being responsible.
Yeah, it
You notice
lands.
that?
It still lands on the Jews. Yeah. I think that they need to come up with something else.
Well, they came up with white men. But
The
Jewish-
alt-right hardly exists. For every one person out there who actually identifies right, there's 5 people who just shitpost on the internet for fun, and 100 people who are just in Hillary's imagination.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Which eventually, by the way, the more the mainstream media reports on the alt-right in the way that they exist in Hillary's head, the more shit posters they create, because it's fun. Okay.
And it's not really like any of us. I mean, I don't support Trump. I was pretty skeptical of him. I'm not really on the right. I'm not a conservative. Well, I don't even think the right is conservative, but whatever the right is, I'm probably not. So I just do this because it's hilarious to watch the BBC try to figure out what the fuck this is. It's like watching a cat try to figure out
I don't think
doorknob.
I don't think the BBC. But look, real quick, I don't think the BBC is trying to figure out what this is. I think the BBC is taking this and they're trying to make it into what they want it to be. They're trying to spin this into something else. They don't care what it is. They care how useful it is to them.
No, it's and watching them do it, is as hilarious as watching Oprah Winfrey stare into a camera and in a very serious tone read out that post on that forum, the Oprah forums, we do not forgive, we do not forget, we have over 9,000 penises and they're all raping children, right? With the dramatic music behind her, and to realize that was just the B-tards at 4chan managing to troll Oprah and make her say something stupid on national TV. That's pretty hilarious.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's find out what these sinister symbols are.
All right. This music is so scary.
Stop for a second. Sorry, warning. Some may find his views offensive.
What I find offensive is that this woman who's doing this she apparently doesn't own a hairbrush. But
well, I don't find that offensive. What I find offensive is that creating a threat narrative around the freest form of communication in all of human history. BBC, I find that offensive.
She doesn't have time to brush her hair, man. She's doing investigative journalism about definitely not making propaganda. No, she's investigating someone else's propaganda. Yes, sir.
Next to my handle, I have 3 emojis. One is of a frog head, one is of a bacon strip, one is of a glass of milk.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is so offensive. This is making me
is the
crazy.
glass of milk? Okay, is the milk thing? That's like a white supremacist thing, because a bunch of white guys went on Shia LaBeouf's freaking little project there with their big gallon jugs of milk, took off their shirts and started yelling into the camera, we're white so we can drink this. You're black so you can't, or some shit. Like,
this shit is so haram.
oh my God, it's like they were so fucking hilarious, this group of guys, right? Just trolling Shia LaBeouf's little "He Will Not Divide Us" project with their gallons of milk, and they're drinking it real vigorously with gusto, right? And bragging about how because they're white they can do that, and you all can't do that because you're inferior and shit, right? And it's just like shit posting up to the next level, right? It's fucking hilarious. So that's what I think the glass of milk is.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
These racist symbols.
Racist.
They're like, I don't know. They're not even second rate. They're possibly 10th rate. I mean, they have so little racism in them.
Except the bacon. The bacon's not
Bacon.
racist. The bacon is just...
The bacon
forbidden.
strip is essentially saying no Jews or Muslims allowed or something, right?
Yeah.
But
Just fucking.
like, honestly, it's like you have to ask yourself too, like, how sincere is this account when it comes to that? I don't know.
Yeah, really. Kong
Maybe
Yamang.
he is sincere, but
I how can this be considered sincere? Like, I mean,
I think it's...
maybe I understand the argument behind a swastika being a sincere symbol of racism because people were actually killed over it, but a frog, some bacon, and a glass of milk, like this.
I find it kind of poetic that a bunch of French meme lords are embracing the frog as their symbol.
That's true. That's very true. That's an excellent point.
And his
Perhaps
name, a frog named Pepe, no less, which French name, by the way, right? So
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, at least it's got like a Latin root or something. Anyway, shall we?
And that frog's not entirely dissimilar from the Gab logo. I just looked at them side by side. The Gab logo points down and that one points up. But still, this has probably got a lot to do with why Gab can't get off the ground. They were unfortunate enough to have a frog as their logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bacon strip is simply because Jews and Muslims cannot consume bacon, and the glass of milk is simply because white identity can be something as mundane as simply be able to be lactose tolerant.
God! All right, stop.
He's trolling them.
That is trolling. BBC, that is trolling. You are being trolled.
Oh my god. They took it immediately. They even went and fact checked him. This is based on the false notion that non-whites and particularly Asians are all lactose intolerant. Got you. Checkmate. White supremacists.
There are populations ethnically that are more likely to be lactose intolerant and less likely to be lactose intolerant. So
Lactose tolerance is the gene. It's not that lactose intolerance is a gene that grows like in some kind of defective way. Lactose tolerance in adulthood is a gene that grew in particular populations, like Europeans. Because we had to resort to milk. Yeah.
It's a mutation that has not. It hasn't become an adaptation amongst the entire global community of humans. It's an adaptation among certain populations that gives them an advantage. And I would suggest that the Maasai, who happen to have very dark brown skin and come from Africa, I think that they probably have that gene for lactose tolerance as well, or a similar gene for lactose tolerance, because much of their diet is milk. So
this is the stupidest.
Yeah, no, it's pretty dumb.
It is beyond.
Well, I mean, okay, you can make the same argument that, Asians are superior to the rest of us, right? Because they have the pocket of fat on their eyelids, and so they can survive the cold better, right? Because their eyeballs don't fucking freeze, right? And therefore, and they can see better in the snow without going snowblind, right? And blue-eyed people, they're very very susceptible to snow blindness, and therefore, they're inferior. And you can make all kinds of freaking arguments like this, that that's the whole point of genetic variation among populations, is that those variations usually reflect an advantage that evolved in order to deal with a geographically relevant problem for them, or an environmentally relevant problem for them specifically, right? You can say blacks are superior because black don't crack, right?
Okay.
They don't get wrinkles. They don't get much skin cancer. They don't get sunburned.
I'm going to get in here.
Like,
why, if you were a white supremacist, why would you latch on to the
milk?
Relatively higher rate of lactose tolerance among white people? Like, did the BBC ever stop and think, in their rage or stupidity or whatever, or inability or desire to paint the internet as the source of all evil, did they ever stop and ask themselves, this is a little far-fetched?
But lactose tolerance is the ultimate demonstration of your white supremacy.
Yes. The BBC should really have just taken one look and gone, on second thought, let's not go to Camelot. Yes, silly place. Like, because that's all this is. It's like, oh.
Did you ever think you'd come to the point in time where the ability to recognize a silly place becomes a defining feature of human intellect and cognition? Like, we obviously have the ability to recognize the silly place and not take it seriously, but apparently the BBC just
well, because it's dangerous, and I can understand a little bit where they're coming from, because I'm sure that there are some like completely intellectually challenged people out there who would look at this and go, yeah, we whites are superior, right?
Because we can drink milk.
Right? We're more evolved than those darkies over there, right? And it's like, okay, so there's a small population of essentially retards who might take it seriously, but the rest of it just seems to be just goofiness. So it seems to be like the entire thing seems to be in the spirit of my 14-year-old telling his brown-skinned Filipino friend, you know, when Trump gets elected, you're going right back to Mexico, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the other thing is that white milk is not superior to chocolate milk. I mean, really, honestly, think about it.
Yeah, but white people are the only ones who can drink even chocolate milk because, you know.
Even more racist.
Yeah. We can
them.
not only drink the milk that they can't, we can culturally appropriate their color for our milk.
So it's basically chocolate milk is white milk with blackface.
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Moving on.
Oh my god. All right. Oh, so they put up a meme of Hillary.
Marine Le Pen.
No. It's Marine Le Pen.
Marine Le Pen.
Marine Le Pen. Sorry, she. You know, when they're Hillary or when the Pepe-ized, it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. But it's Marine Le
frog?
Pen, and it says, "What about the frog?" And Marine Le Pen is all dolled up like Pepe.
And smug.
Yeah. So.
Well,
all right.
I think that when they Pepe someone, they're doing it to people that they like. So they've Pepe'd Trump, they've Pepe'd Marine Le Pen. I believe that there's a Pepe of Jordan Peterson. There's a Pepe
We Pepe'd
of
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, we did Pepe Jordan Peterson.
We Hitlerized him too.
And there was also a Pepe of what's his name? Nigel Farage. I think there's so they do it to people they like. So Marine Le Pen is one of the good ones. Therefore, the spirit of Keck lives inside of her. Hence this image.
But it stands to reason you want to do it to people you haven't done it to before, because you got to get the rare Pepes.
Yeah, got to be first.
Okay, feels good,
good,
man. Okay,
Pepe the Frog was once a harmless character from the Boys Club cartoon. Yes, we know.
Real interesting, guys.
Are they going to do this with Mickey Mouse? Are they going to say Mickey Mouse represents anti-Semites? Because he kind of does.
Actually, that's a really good point because, and also anti-Marxists, I guess.
Well, I mean, and Donald Duck was like a total warmonger, right? Because he appeared in war propaganda. So
there you go.
True. Moving on.
Okay, he became popular online and was used in all sorts of messages.
He became popular online in 2009, I think? 2008? Like, way before this.
Yeah, I know, but...
His big break came in 2016.
Yeah, he was popular, but, you know, he wasn't popular. In other words, people were using him in harmless ways rather than these horrible white supremacist ways. So...
Yeah.
Okay. I like the sinister music. Okay, so Hitler Pepe says kill Jews, man. But some Pepe memes are deeply racist.
Oh god. Wait.
Could we
saying
maybe we should ask Skeptor to get sort of the temperature about Pepe memes and in Israel regarding how offensive or potentially dangerous they find them to be.
Wait, what makes Skeptor the expert? Oh, right.
Yeah, no, he's not just a Jew; he's a Jewy Jew from Israel. But
the Jewiest.
Well, I mean, like look at it, Hitler in Springtime for Hitler or whatever, you know, and that was Mel Brooks who did that, and it's just like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the absurdity in this Hitler frog saying "kill Jews, man." Okay, maybe they're genuinely presenting this.
Yeah, but genuinely presenting Hitler as a person who wants to kill Jews, how is that racist? Isn't that just saying a thing is a thing?
Well, but well, Karen just said that they Pepe-ize people that they like, so now we're saying that they like Hitler. Except this seems to be more like a fly trap for the most retarded white supremacists in the world, to be honest.
I would have to agree. I mean, it's just, it's like I don't think that, I think so many of our audience really enjoy Skeptor's videos, right?
Despite
That-
everything.
And then you go and you look in the chat sometimes, and it's just dank Hitler memes and swastikas and all kinds of stuff like that. And so it's like, I could either believe that there's a significant overlap between Jew haters and fans of Skeptor, or I could think that maybe these guys are just saying completely ridiculous things for the fun of it, i.e., shit posting.
Okay, so according to the infinite wisdom of the chat, or a man named Jonathan Huber, we love Pepe in Israel.
There you go.
There you go. Israelis love Trump plus Pepe.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
There is a phenomenon called frog Twitter, so it's just a way to show a sense of belonging and allegiance even.
What? Stop. Okay, stop.
Frog Twitter.
Frog Twitter is the people who have the little frog icon and maybe the bacon strip and the glass of milk next to their little usernames. So you know who's in the in crowd, I guess.
Yeah. Is it really come down to this? Is this where we are at now?
I think so.
I think that we were at this spot. I'm just confirming because it feels like we were entered madness. Like, who cares if people have fucking frogs on their goddamn Twitter?
Oh,
well, but it means that
you
the
may
white
not care about the BBC, but the BBC cares about you.
Oh, okay. Let's. Okay, wait. We got to read the caption. Like their U.S. counterparts, French alt-right activists use closed chat rooms on gaming websites to get organized. You mean I suspect the BBC means Discord.
We saw that lady using Discord just now on a laptop. That's what she was using. She was looking at one of the Rosie the Riveter memes, and she was using Discord. I recognized it from the orange bar at the top.
They probably think Discord is a gaming website.
Yeah.
They're
meeting in secret back rooms on Discord and planning the next strike. The next
to get organized for what? Like,
apparently,
to tweet out more Pepe memes?
Either that or to get Shia LaBeouf to eventually kill himself or submit himself to an asylum.
Well, I don't want to get Shia LaBeouf to kill himself.
I would really love it if he would check himself into,
an asylum
for at least for observation and diagnosis, if not for treatment.
And the fact is, if he does need that, which I think he does, it's got nothing to do with the trolling. He was already there when this whole thing started.
I don't know why he doesn't like these people. I mean, the people who are trying to find his flag,
because they don't
they're probably his biggest fans.
He doesn't like him. He doesn't like them because they're not worshiping him unconditionally, and he doesn't know what to do with that. Because when you put this whole project together, he expected nothing but support, and he did not realize the number of people who were going to use this to essentially expose his ridiculousness.
Insanity?
Yeah, his insanity, pretty much.
But I would think that if he was smart, he would like those people the way I like Steve Shives. Right. In terms of I'm glad they exist because they draw attention to and there's no such thing as bad publicity. And when you're Shia LaBeouf and you were a child actor and then you became an adult and you were sort of had a few hits and then you just slowly went crazy and vanished into irrelevancy. Anything that makes you relevant again is going to be good for you, right?
I just think it's hilarious. That's the best game of capture the flag ever.
He's serious about his French fries, though.
And you won't be safe even if you get sectioned, Shire. No matter what institution you get put in, the fucking autists on 4chan will find you and they'll fly past your window with a banner saying MAGA.
Don't do it.
Nowhere is safe, Shire. Nowhere.
Okay, moving on.
Yes,
Okay.
but isn't this mostly like what is happening to Shia? Isn't it sort of like harmless?
Yeah. He's just letting it get to him.
He's getting trolled. That's it.
Hard.
But he's not even really getting trolled hard. They're just taking down his flag.
Yeah.
You know, and just
They're
I mean,
using,
I don't know. Maybe my understanding of.
Go ahead.
They're sabotaging his art project.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. But that's making it so much better.
It's funnier for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Once prepared.
Prepared. They
prepared.
coordinate operations on mainstream social media to push their agenda.
What the fuck is she talking about? And their agenda is to tweet.
Well,
Basically, there are closed chat rooms on the internet and there are open chat, and these people utilize both of them. The bastards.
Okay, we got another.
And then,
we got
then
another.
they tweet it like, "In Trump we trust," and
We got another super chat thingy. Quran Strong says, Quran Strong. The
oh,
BBC
hi, Quran.
Oh, I love it's you in a little burqa.
I know, it's great.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the official Islamophobia symbols. Okay, so Quran Strong says, the BBC is so vain, they probably think these memes are about them, don't they?
That's
Don't they?
That's a song.
Don't they? They're so vain.
And I'm going to give a runner-up shout-out to Max Burr. Shia will not divide my anus.
It's Shia.
Salute. Shia.
Okay.
Sorry.
Moving on.
Okay.
Okay, so they just showed a picture in a forum, like maybe a backroom chat, where there's a picture of Marine Le Pen, and they're like saying it's an operation that's going to launch at 1900 hours on this date or whatever. So they're gonna unleash the memes en masse. So they're essentially using Thunderclap without actually using Thunderclap. Okay,
That's funny.
very, very, very fishy, and
I'm starting to get the impression that what the BBC is trying to get ahead of is, in the event that Marine Le Pen wins the election, they're going to say it's because of the alt-right. So I think that they're trying to get ahead of that, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to fathom why anyone would put her into office, because she's against the idea of,
mass
trying to-
Muslim immigration.
Yeah, she's against the idea of mass Muslim immigration. So, all right.
This operation generated 50,000 tweets, but the main political hashtags in France are much bigger. Okay, so 50,000 tweets. It's just a hashtag campaign. It's like Thunderclap, only without using Thunderclap.
Yes.
Why do we care, BBC?
Very dangerous.
Why do we
Extremely
care?
dangerous.
Why does anyone care?
Look, the internet does bad things. The BBC's been doing this since the internet came along. 20 years ago, it was paedophilia. They were doing scare pieces about all the paedophiles operating on the internet, like without any accountability and shit. It's 20 years later, and now it's everything. Look, people have political opinions on the internet. Shut it down. Yeah, we know how you feel about the internet, BBC. We get it.
Yeah.
Sur les pratiques en tant que telles qu'on a récupérées ou qu'on essaye de récupérer, c'est la...
What is with this moon speak?
It's French.
Okay, so this is a right-wing political consultant that they're interviewing, and he says, what we are trying to copy from the US is the use of new social networks. Oh my goodness! Kind of like Hillary paid millions of dollars for people to go on Reddit and AstroTurf for her.
Mm-hmm. Or when she paid millions of dollars to Hollywood actors to stand in front of a screen and basically like weep at you, to plead with you to not vote Trump, or to have the Congress, get rid of him, or have him impeached, or whatever it was. She threw so much money at the problem, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So.
You cannot force a video or a meme to go viral. It just does, right? Love Trump's hate didn't go viral, right? Mm-hmm. Pepe went viral all on his own. Pepe, in terms of, what it meant for Trump. And I mean, what was it? One of Trump's sons retweeted a graphic of
the deplorables.
Yeah, it was the movie poster for the Expendables with, only it was the deplorables. That went viral, right? All kinds of those things go viral because the public is willing to pick them up and carry them to the next person, right? You can't force that. That's what a virus is. You release it into the wind, and if it takes, it takes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Okay,
they got to be funny.
Okay, I'm gonna get in here. All right, I just like to make myself some space, turn around a couple times, settle down. All right, this is people hit us, Honey Badger Radio, with like the politics stick that we're right or outright or something. But what I can't help but notice is all of this is new media against old media, or old media against new media. For some reason, the right is associated with new media, and the left is associated with old media. So for me,
I think that might be because like the generation coming up, right? The generation that my youngest is part of, and who are entering or just leaving high school at this point, are actually more conservative than almost any any generation since World War II in their viewpoints. So I think that maybe that might have something to do with why conservatives are harnessing new media, is because these kids know new media inside and out. And so you just have a right-wing conservative kind of viewpoint posted on, so you got that channel High Energy, right? Who does Can't Cuck the Tuck videos, right? Where he just posts, clips from Tucker Carlson interviewing various social justice-y idiots, right? And you have that going viral.
Oh, sorry. What the hell happened? I'm gonna go back.
I don't know, but you have those things going viral. You have those things. You have the fucking thug life thing, right? That's all young people taking right-wing pundits, older people, or one might even say nerdy people, right? Like Tucker Carlson used to wear his little bow tie, and Ben Shapiro's not really what anyone would think of as, the coolest kid on the block, right? But then they put the bling on him and the joint in his mouth and the little shades on and the hat going backwards and put the music in there, and it's like that. So you literally have sort of these right-wing people putting out the ideas and putting out the material, and then you have a whole bunch of young people taking those things and turning them into something that is consumable for young people and that they're going to find really interesting. And so much of it is just young people having fun with it, and that's why I think there is this new media versus old media divide, right? So,
in my opinion, I think that a lot of the net rhetoric coming from the leftists or the political leftists is very control orientated, whereas the new media is very much about anarchy and glasnost. And in my opinion, my interest in all of this, it is old media attacking new media. The political alignment of the content of these things is irrelevant to me. It's the fact that the BBC is trying to turn new media into something sinister. That's what's relevant to me. So that's where I'm coming from. And I wanted to give a shout out to Revenant, who said, "How many nuffins could it didn't do if it didn't do nothing?"
Nothing.
All right, carry on.
He's a good boy.
He didn't do nothing.
He's a good boy. Moving on.
C'est la pratique, tout simplement, de nouveaux réseaux sociaux comme Reddit, par exemple.
Like Reddit, or for example, or 4chan, which are extremely virulent.
I would actually wonder whether the word virulent is actually a contextual interpretation of what he said, because he's speaking in French. So he may be talking about the viral nature of those, right? In terms of viral videos and viral memes, rather than virulent, which would make you think of threatening contagions and all kinds of nastiness. So I would love it if we have a French watcher. Maybe Remy can let us know if they actually gave an interpretation that would fall in line with what this guy is actually saying.
Okay. I'll go back again and let that sentence play, because he's watching. He might hear it, and then we'll just go from there, okay?
Yeah.
Nouveaux réseaux sociaux comme Reddit, par exemple, ou 4chan, qui sont des groupes extrêmement virulents. Mais aux États-Unis, on nous a appris à utiliser les réseaux
Interesting
sociaux.
how the BBC isolated that. As a sort of a point to emphasize the virulence.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you look at words in different languages, you know, like they take on connotations, right? And I want to know if it has the same really super negative connotation in virulent in French as it does in English, or whether it just means viral. You know, like viral no longer has merely a negative connotation in English. You want your video to go viral. Gangnam Style went viral. Everybody wants that, right? So.
Pour faire passer nos idées. Donc finalement,
Okay,
en fait,
we
c'est la
gotta
guerre.
read this out.
Wait. We gotta go back here. Go back a bit to the last. Yeah. You gotta go back a bit to the last. Yeah. In the U.S., they taught us how to use social media to spread our ideas.
Okay. In fact,
Okay.
it's a war between the media and the right-wing social networks.
Yes. It is.
La guerre, entre les médias et les réseaux sociaux, de droite du moins.
Here's what's really interesting is that they will paint all of this as being misogynist because they didn't like Hillary, but quite obviously they just didn't like Hillary's. I mean, this is. I mean, this woman.
Yeah,
like
no,
this
Marie
woman.
Le Pen is. I mean, she's a little more stylish than Hillary. She's younger, right? And she's not as much of a frump or whatever, right? But she's being embraced by the right wing because of her politics. She's not being rejected because she's a woman. Anyhow, the caption says the Front National is striving for broad appeal away from the extreme right. Of course they are, because they can't win an election by only appealing to the extreme right.
Okay. Let's keep going.
What I was saying is, what's wrong with that? How do they make these political strategies and using social media
A bad thing.
a bad thing?
Yeah, no, a dangerous thing, right?
Well, because
It's
the
dangerous.
BBC is not the only ones controlling the narrative.
Like all of these things, all of these Pepe memes and things like that, those are just they're no different than like putting up posters in your town, right? Or putting political signs on your lawn for the candidate that you like. That's all it is.
Right.
All right. That's the signal.
Is that the signal that we're done?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna stop it here.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to stop it here.
We'll
And we're going to
continue.
move to the after.
We will continue looking at this A plus, double plus good on the spot reporting done by BBC in the after show. Alice, you want to take us out before I press the button?
Sure, yeah. If you want to join us in the after show, it's www.patreon.com/honeybadgerradio. And we're going to have some more fun with this. I don't know what else to say. This is
Pepe.